Saturday at the Wharf Rooms, Imperial Road, Chelsea Harbour for the press conference of Taken. Event, York Hall, 17th of July. Headlining, DOMINIC AKINLADE, Southern Area Heavyweight Champion, against Tom Little, Challenger. I'd like to thank Mervyn Turner from Shamrock Boxing Promotions for the support he's given us so far during the event. And also, I'd like to thank our friends at KO London and Butterfly Boxing, along with our sponsors Urban Scaffolding. Along with the main event, we've got some great boxers on the show, as you can see in front of us. Billy Boy Bird, Stephen Cook, Daniel Lansbury Spray, Marcus Williams, Stephen Andrews. Unfortunately, Andre Bowen couldn't make it today, but be representing him as his manager, Dave Cowland. I think everyone knows this main event is a real cracker. We've been promoting it for the past 6 weeks. I think everyone's seen the Facebook and all the social media stuff these guys have been putting out, and it looks like it's going to be an absolutely classic contest. I was a little bit worried about 6 weeks ago when the fight was made and I saw Tom Little go off to MGM Marbella with all his team, and I could see him working and training hard, and then I saw Dominic in Jamaica eating barbecue chicken, and I was thinking to myself, what are you doing, Dominic? What are you doing? And he said to me, I rang him up and he said, don't worry, Tom, when I come back, we're going to get on it. As soon as Dominic got back, I knew what he was saying. I spoke to his manager, Derek. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today, and his training regime's been spot on. From the last 4 weeks, Dominic's been training like a machine. Tom has been training like a machine as well. So I think it promises to be one of the best domestic heavyweight fights, I would say, since Anthony Joshua and Dylan White. So, guys, for now I'm going to pass you on to Mervyn Turner. He's going to say a few words, and then after that we'll get Tom and Dominic to say a few words, and then a few of the guys at the front, introduce them, and then we'll see if we can get some questions. Okay, Mervyn?
Yeah, firstly, it's great to be working with Tom. He's a new promoter into the business and bringing some fresh ideas. It's a breath of fresh air to professional boxing, which is great. It's been a pleasure working with him. I also wanted to thank Dominic and Tom. All too often you see people avoiding each other, finding a reason not to fight somebody. And credit to Dominic, the champion, Tom, the mandatory, said no problem. It was an easy fight to make, and I've got to thank both fighters for that. They both, as you can see, training really hard, so it's a cracking top of the bill. I think we're going to see a real classic heavyweight competition here, and obviously you know where I'm lying on with Tom. I've never seen Tom take something so seriously, be in such good condition, and he's ready to go. So I guess without any further ado, we'll pass it over to the fighters.
Yeah. Tom, you're challenging Dominic for his Southern Area belt. I know you've been very vocal in how you feel the fight's going to go. Want to just tell us, you know, what the fight means to you, and what we can expect, and what you've got planned for the 17th of July.
Listen, I respect Dominic as a champion. He's a good fighter. He's a good friend of mine. But this is, as I look at it, he's an example for me to make, to send a little message to everyone else. Like, listen, because on the night it's going to be, look, you've even named the show Taken, because that's what it's going to be. He's got nothing to take from me, so I'm going to have to do a bit of taking on my own. See what I mean? Whatever I want to do on the night is going to go down, but other than that, we'll see. I'll let me talk and be done now, because one punch knockout is never going to land on me. And that's all he's banking on. That tells you when someone knows that you've got the beating of them, they're only banking on a knockout. So it's a bit too little, too late, I think.
Okay. And Dominic, the champion. Tom's obviously put you to the challenge. He's put you to the test. The 17th of July, stand up. How do you feel about the challenge, and what are we going to get from Top Gun?
To me, this is just another fight. Right? Let me tell you something. Tom is a friend of mine. but he's been protected. He ain't never fought any past 4 rounds. He's only ever fought 4-round fights, right? In 10 fights that he's had, what has he achieved? What has he done? There's nothing that he's got that I'm worried about, okay? I came into this game in obscurity, and I'm here where I am because I've earned it. Deeds is what got me to this point. Everything you've done to this point, right, is gonna depend on what you're gonna do on that night. You've got nothing.
That's what I want to do on that night, win.
You're not gonna do anything.
Listen,
You're
you're judging your career on beating Aladdin on steroids.
Aladdin on steroids.
That's your defining point. You should have stopped that man. That man should have stopped.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I'll give you that. You're absolutely right. Certain things weren't in place. But what I'm trying to say is, you've got a good team around you.
I have now.
No, you've got a good team around you. You've been on Prize Fighter twice. Yeah? Your big ass was on the floor in 3 rounds.
Because of my own wrongdoing.
No, that's my point. The kind of person you are, you're weak in character.
Let me tell you something, Dom, I'll beat 10 men like you.
When? Anyone who's been someone. Anyone who's been, I'm saying, anyone who's been a little bit good has beaten you. As you so eloquently put it, the sheep shagger, Dorian Dutch, you got dropped by him and beaten in 4 rounds.
I got dropped, I took a knee because I was tangled in the ropes.
There's always an excuse,
what were you doing in Jamaica Tape?
I was enjoying myself.
Because you must
I was taking my time because you know what? I stretched myself too thin. You know what I'm saying?
I want to stretch you thin.
You're not going to do anything, my friend.
Listen,
I'm not afraid of your little 10% punching power.
You're going to listen. 10%,
what are you going to do?
What have you got to tell you to do?
What you think doing those little things on YouTube with your little pantomime pad work and your little bare belly hanging out?
You're the one watching them, son, aren't you?
Yeah, I watch.
You're the one watching them.
Of course I watch.
You're gonna watch.
I study every potential opponent. That's what fighters do.
Listen, you're gonna need that much leather. You're gonna be shitting Chanel handbags, boy.
You have no idea.
You'll move when I tell you to move. You'll go back when I tell you to go back. Listen, it's no other way. What can you do? You can't.
What can
you
you
can't
do?
box me from range. If you plod forward, Captain Slow,
yeah.
Boys, I'm gonna make you miss all night long. You'll be chasing shadows.
Is that what you're coming with?
You're sparring cruiserweights, to do I say that? Listen, I'm faster than most middleweights. You're sparring cruiserweights, bro. Wow. You know what I mean? And listen, I hit harder than a cruiserweight. And 10-ounce gloves.
Really?
Listen, we'll see, son. We'll see. I'll see if you walk forward. I bet you don't. On the round you with a few stiff jabs and your head's popping back like it's on a lump of elastic. Listen.
You're really deluded, John.
I'm not deluded, Dominic.
You are.
Listen, I know full well, son.
Alright. I'm telling you, you're really deluded.
Listen, you're an example.
And your pride is really going to get you hurt.
Listen, my pride, listen.
No, I'm telling you that now.
No
your
way.
pride. We've done a couple rounds together. I know
Listen,
what you've got. You're nothing.
Listen,
Absolutely
from what I remember in the sparrer, I didn't look like nothing.
Yeah, you came up with a bloody nose and beating, and I was playing around.
Bloody nose.
Oh
You're
my
mad.
God.
You're
Listen,
mad.
I'm mad.
You're mad. You're in a different
Why am I
spar.
sitting here the champion then?
You're sitting there.
How long have you been a pro? What have you done? You've had 10 fights. You've never been over 4 rounds. You're a 3-round fighter. You've been on Prize Fighter. You fought a couple guys here and there. Yeah. And what have you done? What? Because you fought Mr. Olabamiwo and put him down. A guy who's devoid of any championship.
I've done what I should have done.
Done what? Against what? A guy who never had anything.
Well, you had someone who never had nothing, and most of them you took him 10 rounds, told him all around the ring.
I'm glad I did.
Someone on your own show.
I'm glad I did.
On your own show, you brought a taxi driver over, and you were the ticket seller, and they gave you a draw. You got beat up. You got beat up by a journeyman.
I got beaten up.
You got beat up by a journeyman. That's why you just got the draw, man.
You're not even a stepping stone.
Listen, you
realise?
What are you, man? What are you? You're my stepping stone. I'm going to step on your head and move on. That's it. You know what? I'll give you your belt back. I'll be fine. I'll give you your belt back just as a memory of your career that you did have.
On that note, right, I think we can all safely say it's going to be a good fight.
No, I can't wait for this. So I swear, I'm gonna torture you, boy.
I'm gonna listen. I'm
Believe
gonna play
me.
with you.
Listen, I tell you, I'm gonna really hurt you.
Listen, I'm gonna play with
badly.
you. Right. I'm gonna play with you, then hurt you.
Guys, that's enough now, right? Thank you very much Dominic.
Wait, I
As
tell
you
you
can
what, man.
see, on the 17th of July at the York Hall, Dove Box Promotions, tickets still available. Buy from the boxers or go onto Dove Box Promotions website and deal and buy tickets with our exclusive ticket agent, Ticketmaster. Right, so on from the main event, we've got a very, very good, talented undercard. Happy and delighted to have Billy Boy Bird on the show. The match has been made with Sam Wall. Jim Evans fighter unfortunately couldn't be here today, but knowing Sam like I do, he's going to come to fight. He's going to bring his A game, and Bill's going to have to be at his best. Bill, obviously you've been at a good level. You fought for Southern Area titles. How do you feel? What sort of preparation have you been in, and how are you looking to moving forward?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks to yourself for having me on the show. Preparation for this fight's gone great. You know, I've come off the back of a win for the International Challenge belt, which was in my hometown of Braintree. Training so far has gone to plan. You know, I've been sparring great. Had the rounds in. It's a 6-round fight. I'm sparring 8 rounds, easy. I'm ready to fight now. You know, I wish the fight was this weekend. So all I hope is he has been training hard and he's going to come and put a good fight on. And we'll see on the night what the outcome is. But I feel confident and yeah, bring the 17th on.
And I can vouch for Sam Wall. We fought Ashley Demet, who are going to be fighting on the show. Unfortunately, Ashley couldn't be here today. Ashley took on Sam Wall in his debut. Not many fighters would do that. So I have to still take my hat off to Ashley, because a lot of people, they don't want to start off fighting someone that's a seasoned fighter like Sam Wall. Took him on and nearly won. It was a really, really good fight, so I'm hoping for more of the same. It's a 6-rounder, and hopefully it will be a great little fight to support our main event on the 17th of July. Next to Billy is a young man, Stephen Cook. He's come from a kickboxing background. He's won major honours at that kickboxing arena. Stephen, you're starting out your pro career. How do you feel, and how's your preparation been going with Mervyn Turner and your gym at Pegasus?
I'm excited. I finished as a world champion in kickboxing. I've done what I had to do there. It seemed like the right move to make. It's been quite a nice transition. Obviously I've got a good team around me. I've got my coach Michael Graham, who's already coaching other professional boxers. I've got my training partner Nathan Graham. You know, he's fighting at Southern Area title level already, and I've got a good manager behind me, Mervyn. I've moved over to the boxing because I want to be the best. I never do anything to just do it. I'm doing it to be a world champion. I'm doing it to move through the ranks pretty quick. So I'm excited.
Good stuff. Thanks, Stephen. So Stephen's left. He's a young fighter, also making his debut. Again, coming from a different discipline in Thai boxing, or actually kickboxing. Daniel Lansbury-Spray, young light welterweight. Welcome, mate.
Cheers.
How have you felt with your process of turning over from kickboxing to professional boxing? How do you feel like with the training? You've been trained by Marcus Luther next year. How do you feel that your training's been going, and what can we expect to see from the Madman Dan?
Yeah, it's going well. Working hard. I mean, down our gym, we don't play this fight thing. It's just going to be go in there, give this boy that work, start off well. It's just the first stepping stone in a long journey.
Good stuff. Marcus, you've been training Daniel. You also train Nathaniel Wilson as well, building up your own stable. How do you feel Daniel's getting on, and again, what can we expect to see from you guys on the 17th?
Well, yeah, Dan's been moving through well. I mean, hard work, putting in a lot of shifts in the gym. So getting up, doing your morning runs, then doing your daytime training, your evening time sparring. Obviously sparring with a few good fighters, local gyms around. He's had a good mixed martial arts background before, so he's used to the fight game. He knows what it's like to be in the ring with somebody. He knows what it's like to be in a press conference. So it's just moving him into professional boxing, making sure that his career just goes through smooth. He doesn't avoid fight, he doesn't take silly fights, but yet he puts himself in good fights that the crowd are gonna love and the fans, etc. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing him grow as a fighter, like all the rest of my fighters.
And I can vouch for that as well. I know Daniel quite well, and I know that when he fights on the 17th of July, he's going to definitely bring action-packed entertainment. So you know, again, definitely worth coming down to watch that young man fight. Just in front of me is Dave Cowland, manager of Andre Bowen, and Andre can't be here today unfortunately, but he fought on our last show, made his debut, came out with 10 ring girls, so that was quite entertaining for him. Dave obviously has nipped that one in the bud for the next show, haven't you, Dave?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to concentrate on the business rather than the show.
Yeah.
But Andre got his professional career away with a good start, a good win, and we're looking for the second win on the 17th. And he's working away in the gym. He's been sparring with Leon McKenzie and sparring with Sam Wall as well. And we're looking very much for the second win. Turning pro at the age he's turned pro at, he realises he's got to move it on. And we want to get him over his first 2 or 3 wins and then look to step him up in the new season.
Thanks, mate. Unfortunately today Brian Lawrence couldn't be here, but he's got 3 fighters that he's managing and training. Next to Dave is a young man who Brian briefly spoke about at our last press conference, Marcus Williams, light heavyweight, 6'5", was compared to Tommy Hearns. So it's a big name to step up to, but you can see why. 6'5", light heavyweight, long ranging jab. Mark, you're stepping up, you're making your debut. How do you feel moving into the pro game? What do you expect? What can we expect from you, and what can we expect from you on the 17th of July?
You can expect a lot. I'm very confident. I'm actually looking forward to it. I could fight this tomorrow. I could fight tomorrow. I don't want to spar anymore. It's boring now. I just want to fight. I'm ready.
You've been training with Brian. How's you've been training down at McGwell's and down at Peacock's. You've been getting some good quality sparring. Just again, what's it been like working with Brian? Obviously, he's a very prestigious trainer, name in the game. You know, he's obviously trained some great fighters. How have you felt training with Brian? He's brought your game on.
I feel very good actually. Brian's an excellent coach. The best boxing coach I've ever trained with. He's taken me from an amateur and he's schooled me pretty well.
Knowing Brian like I do, he doesn't, again, he's not into breaking people in slowly. He likes to get them out and get them busy like he showed with Ashley. So again, Marcus Williams on the 17th of July, fighting at light heavy. I think it's going to be a really, really good fight for you guys to watch. Next to Marcus is a young man. Again, you've got a lot of guys turning over from kickboxing on this show, but Stephen making his debut, Stephen Andrews, next to his father, Ian Andrews. Stephen, again, making your debut. You've been trained and guided closely by your father and also by Brian. How have you felt coming into this fight, and what can we expect to see from yourself and your father? Maybe can say a few words for you as well.
Yeah. Well, been doing a lot of sparring with Brian. He don't take no shortcuts. You know, it's all hard work, lots of different sparring, lots of different type of people that you're sparring. So I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm bringing power into the fight on the 17th of July at both hands. So I'm looking forward to it.
Ian, do you want to add to anything? Do you want to say?
Yeah,
anything?
I'll just say, like, I'm sort of Brian's assistant, if you like. I help Brian bring the 2 boys along. They can both bang and they can both box. And to be honest, it's a pleasure and an honour to be working with Brian, and I think we're going to bring something to the game. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't be there because I'm flying out to Florida on the day of the fight, which is unbelievable. So I'm going to leave them with Brian, but I'm very confident about them. I'm looking forward to the future with these 2, to be serious. Yeah.
Well, luckily for you, Ian, we will be recording the show and you can watch it on Dovebox TV in about 5 days after the show, so you're a lucky man. You better get that pretty quickly whilst you're away.
Good.
So that's pretty much it. Just on that note, and before we go to questions, I just want to say I'm really, really privileged and honoured to have all these guys on the show. It's never easy putting a show together. Mervyn obviously been helping me out with this one, but even my first one, it's a tough job. But again, I'm just thankful to all you guys for coming on the show. Looking forward to watching you all, and we'll see you on the 17th of July. We can now move on to questions. Any guys got any questions for any of the fighters? Feel free to do so, then we'll wrap it up. Questions? You got any questions? No? All right. See seems to be it then. All right, we'll wrap it up then. All right. Thanks everyone. Thank you very much.